Prime Minister Mark Carney says he has a plan to make housing more affordable in Canada. But what does that plan actually look like?
We have to build. We will address failures in the housing market head on.
There are 4 big planks. Cut the GST for some buyers, cut development charges, the fees builders pay to cities, get the government itself building houses, and make it cheaper for investors to build apartments. But there's a lot of argument about how or if this would all work. Let's start with the GST. First-time home buyers won't pay that on brand new homes under $1 million. That could save them up to $50,000. But a key point here, the GST doesn't usually apply to buying existing residential homes. Carney claims this tax break will spur construction and boost supply, but this expert is skeptical.
First-time home buyer programs, which are demand-side programs, they don't create any more housing. They generally suck. They generally don't work.
Developers and home builders, though, they love the GST idea. They also love being charged less in general, which is another one of Carney's plans.
So development charges are the fees that are placed on a new community, a new development, that are paid by the developer for infrastructure and other areas that facilitate growth. Those fees are passed along, as many other taxes are, to the new home buyer.
So developers say a 50% cut in those charges would make it cheaper to build. But the federal government doesn't directly charge those fees. It's often municipalities.
The only thing the federal government can do is influence them, come up with agreements with municipalities to say, hey, if you lower development charges, if you change some of your processes, we will compensate you for that. I don't think that they've put up enough money to get municipalities to actually change.
But what the feds can do directly is build stuff. They even plan to use public land. But what can they build?
The federal government doesn't have that amount of land where it can create simple 900 square foot single detached homes. What they're going to have to build is more missing middle type homes. So 4plexes, 6plexes, 3-story apartment buildings.
As for the people building houses right now, they say the government doesn't need to build. It just needs to lower fees, make approvals faster, and let the market do it. Not so fast, say human rights and housing advocates.
When you rely too heavily on the private sector in the housing sphere, you lose accountability.
The Liberals say they want to combine public and private sectors, but the private sector is a big part of this plan. That includes a tax change to encourage building new stuff.
We want you to use your money to actually create new rental housing, not just buy up existing units. And if you do so, you're able to deduct certain expenses from the building and operating of those buildings against your personal income taxes.
Advocates say, sounds great, as long as somebody keeps a strict eye on things.
It is government's role to hold the private sector accountable. And accountable to what? Accountable to the human right to housing, accountable to genuine affordability.
As for whether all of this will work, lots of opinions out there. What's yours?